Hello people, beautiful souls. I want to talk to you today about being in your power and about coming from the place of a victim and how to transform that. And I think that this applies to everyone across the board in the world. There are very, very few people who are really authentically in their power, and there are many who are aspiring to be in their power, and then there are many, many, many who are really stuck. And so I really feel like so much passion and God, I've got such a lot of energy to talk about this today. So I'm Tara Love Perry. I've lived my entire life as part of a culture of spiritual people. I grew up in a spiritual community. I've had a lifetime of being in an environment of healing and self-awareness, and let's say self-realization actually. And I'm now 43, nearly 44 years old. And all this time that I've been on this planet, I see a lot of people in despair. I see a lot of beautiful hearts and beautiful souls who want the world to be different, who want something to change. And that change they want for their own lives, and they want it for their families, they want it for the children of the next generation, and they want it globally. We want something different to be happening on this planet. A lot of people that I speak to, I've been doing healing and personal one-to-one sessions and workshops with people for a very long time around healing and self-love. And what I recognize is that pretty much all disempowerment, all negativity, all illness, mental, physical, and emotional disharmony, the original cause of that is not feeling loved on a really fundamental level. Not feeling cared about, not feeling as if you matter, you're important, you're special, you're sacred. People not feeling honored, people not feeling seen, heard, and recognized. And when we're not validated, we get all these conditions, we get all these ailments and diseases and problems, and we throw up anything which is going to grab attention, and almost sending out a distress call for somebody else to come and rescue us, whether that's a parent or a lover or the government or, the medical services. We're saying, I am helpless to help myself. I'm still a child. I'm still feeling dependent. I don't know how to solve my problems. I don't know how to heal my own illness. I feel powerless. I feel weak. And therefore, I need something outside of myself to come along and give me the strength to heal, or give me the tools, or to do it for me, basically, to save me, to rescue me. And of course, that's why we reach out and we want to help one another. And there's a beautiful sense of camaraderie and community that can build around that. And yet, that it tends to be full of people who are essentially not feeling enough power within themselves to transform their own lives, and therefore to make that more powerful contribution to the world. And so I hope you understand what I'm saying. I think that that's definitely me in my life. I've definitely been in the place of a victim, and having come from that place of being helpless and powerless and ill and depressed and not happy, suicidal, all the bad things that have happened to me in my life have made me feel like that. And then through the power of self-love and self-realization, totally been able to transform that. And I really feel, and I believe in my experience of what I've seen throughout my life, that each one of us needs to just stop these patterns, and stop this thinking. Stop this attitude of, I need somebody else to do it for me. And to be able to turn that power around and give it back to ourselves, to really claim and own our power and be responsible for our own selves, to become independent, taking care of our own needs, our own sense of wellness, our own sense of peace and harmony, because we actually have all the tools we need. There was nothing fell short of this life when you were born, and you were created exactly the way you were created. Everything you ever need to be the most empowered, miraculous, incredible human being is given to you. Your picnic basket was packed, ready. Your ship was loaded. You have everything you need. except perhaps you're waiting for that validation. You're waiting for somebody else to see you. So if it was ever possible to say to all of you, I see you, I know you, I love you, I feel you, I know you're capable of more. Now will you please take your power back for you? Give yourself enough love to empower yourself. Love all of those parts of you that feel weak, that feel desperate, that feel helpless, that feel like you can't even take care of your own life. Therefore, how are you going to make a difference to this planet? How are you going to make a difference to what's happening in the world? When you're so shut down and scared and, feeling so helpless in the face of so much destruction that's happening on the planet at the moment. I mean, we got Syria, we got the refugees, we got the Standing Rock situation going on, we got fracking, we got nuclear power stations, we got massive corporations taking over the planet, the water's being polluted. I mean, it's crazy. And in the face of all of this nightmare stuff, people are just getting so scared and shut down. Like, I'm so weak and helpless, how can I do anything? Do you understand? I know that you get this. And I understand that. It's terrifying to look and, we can cry and grieve and feel pity and pray and beg for something miraculous to happen, my friends. But you are the miracle waiting to happen. Would you be willing to love yourself enough to just stop being the helpless victim in your own life and in this world, and say, okay, this is not working, this pattern doesn't work, it's not being effective. Fighting isn't being effective, getting angry isn't being effective, trying to resist and go against isn't being effective. Staying helpless isn't being effective. Being a martyr isn't being effective. We've tried all these methods on this planet before. We need something new. And in my observation, in my opinion, we need the power of love. As far as I can tell, being a healer, love is the most powerful trump card we have in our pack. Of all the things that we have going for us human beings have an unexhaustible, infinite power and source of unconditional love. Breathe that in, take it in. Now, I'm not just talking like hippie shit. This isn't just for hippies. This is for all beings across the board. We all need love. And if we could love ourselves enough to use that greatest resource that we have, to use our greatest power of unconditional love and bestow it upon those weakest, darkest, most helpless places within ourselves, to turn our attention to those parts of us that feel like I can't do anything and I'm in fear and I feel shut down and want to run away and hide. What if you could love those parts of yourself? What if you could unconditionally love those parts of you that are struggling, that can't bear to watch the news or can't bear to see what's going on in the world or just can't do anything to help? And you love yourself so much that then corrects, it realigns those weaknesses. It brings power where there wasn't any. You just got to practice this to understand it and to see that this really, really, really works. To say, I love you, scared me. Come back home to the truth. Come back out of the delusion, out of all the crazy thinking that we've had impressioned onto us and conditioned into us for hundreds of years. And just go, hello me, come back home. Command yourself with your own power, with your own authority, to come back to your own sense of truth, your absolute truth, that you are powerful, that your preference is peace, that your default is love, and that you are a divinely inspired, living, breathing being of consciousness, here to enact, here to express your greatest self, your truest self, your most authentic self in the world at this time. Now, we need you. We all need each other. We can't go around like desperate children trying to save each other, being helpless together. No, we each need to be the strength, to stand strong in our own self, to stand by ourselves no matter what, to strengthen from within, to be in that vibration of truth and peace and love. And then we can come together from a really powerful place of solidarity. That is not going to be corruptible. That is not going to be pushed over. That actually can make a difference on this planet. We cannot change the way things are going on this planet if we're going to be helpless victims. And I don't want to see that happen. I've got children. I want to be a grandmother. I believe in the future generations of this planet inheriting a peaceful earth and a whole earth, not a damaged ruin. I mean, look at this place. It's beautiful. We're the ones to do this transformation. We're the ones that can turn it around. And to do that, we need to be in our greatest power. We need to be in that place of unconditional, absolute love. So, what could you love today? Where could you pour love on yourself, in your mind, in your body, in your heart, in your emotions, in your spirit? Where could you bring consciousness and absolute love, which is going to heal you, amend you, and strengthen you, and bring you into your greatest sense of power, so that you can unify with others, so that you are transforming what was helpless and victim-like to being your own greatest hero, so that we can stand strong together and create something radically, radically different on this planet. Now, please forgive me if I sound like I'm ranting. Personally, I've come to the end of my journey, let's say, with being able to support people on a one-to-one basis with their healing, because it's exhausting and it feels inexhaustible. It just goes on and on and on and on. There's just so many people wanting somebody else to help them, to do it for them almost. And my position on this now is I'm absolutely passionate about love and about healing and reconciliation of all things. And I really believe that being a teacher and an example of this is the most powerful way to create transformation. So I can help people to heal and love themselves, but I don't want to keep doing it just on a one-to-one basis anymore. It's like that just could go on and on forever. Let's change it now. Learn to love yourself, learn to heal yourself, learn to be strong. That's who you truly are. You are not as weak as you might think. So I love you. We're the same. And heal yourself, my friends. Grow strong. I'll speak to you soon.